Well, obviously, we didn't give them much of a contest tonight. They did a great job. The one inning hit us in. We just, Mark, who's been so consistent for us for actually 2 years, lost his command a little bit, hit a guy. We give them credit. We walked a couple of guys. They got a couple of hits. They backed those freebies up with some hits and did a great job, and then it just got away from us again. We couldn't throw enough strikes, and they hit the ball. We just got a little fashioned whipping tonight. Obviously, we knew they were a great team, and we just didn't really give ourselves a chance to stay in the game with them. We had a chance early in the first inning to maybe get a couple of runs, but we just couldn't stop them. And you just can't give a quality team like Florida State that many free bases and then let them swing the bats. And they did a great job. They were very impressive. And I was impressed with their left-hander. I thought he did a good job. We had a chance to get to him a couple of times, and he won a couple of big spots. Got a double playoff. Wilson didn't double play in the first inning. I thought he pitched very well, changed speeds very well. Did a great job.
What happened out there? You looked so sharp through the first few innings. Like, what happened that one inning?
I don't know. I just started throwing balls. I'm not someone to make excuses. I just didn't get the job done today. You're always going to have a few bad outings every year, but I wish they aren't during the Super Regionals. I think we're going to come out with some fire tomorrow and really get after them. And it's not over yet. We still have to win one more, and we can win these next two.
Mark, you obviously pitched in Pac-12, a lot of really good schools there, a lot of good atmospheres. How does this compare to some of the atmospheres you pitched in your career?
Pac-12 atmospheres are a little different than the Southeast and
right.
ACC. It's a great atmosphere, especially Super Regional. The fans showed up today, and it got very loud. But I don't think that had any effect into my performance today. It was just, like I said, I just didn't have it today, but obviously a great atmosphere and a lot of fun to play in.
Coach, obviously, you guys early on you were hitting the ball hard, a lot of good bats. Once the score gets out of hand, does that kind of take the wind out of the offensive sense?
Well, it does, but at the same time, we took a strike later on. We got down by 6 or 7, but to their credit, they threw strikes, and so they didn't give us any free base runners, and really in that situation, it's pretty hard to it's probably pretty hard to hit your way back unless they give you something, make a couple of errors, a couple of base runners, and that's what we did. But what they did is they bunched out with a couple of hits after we gave them some freebies, and we couldn't do that. They didn't let us do that. So again, obviously we didn't play well, and Mark didn't have his normal outing. But a lot of that has to do with Florida State. They made that happen. They didn't swing some close pitches that were balls and didn't chase. So they did a good job. But the key thing is they got some hits when we gave them those free base runners.
Coach, was the plan going in to play a lot of small ball and try to get ahead that way, and then try to win like a low-scoring game?
Well, normally when Mark pitches, it is going to be a low-scoring game, and also with our guy left-hander, he's not going to give you very much. So I thought we got one, and we had a chance to get a couple more. And if we get 2 or 3, it's a little bit. Normally that wasn't the case today. You scored 17 runs, but it didn't make a difference. But at that time, that's normally it's not a lot of runs scored when Mark pitches, not a lot of runs scored when they're lefty pitches. So that's what we figured didn't turn out that way.
Mark, you said you're not going to make excuses, but could you just talk about what this week has been like? That's kind of a weird time.
Can you repeat the question, please?
You said you don't want to make excuses, but could you describe this week, what this week has been like, and just kind of challenging?
With the draft and everything, I'm assuming. It happened earlier on. I guess it's not really any different than somebody wanted to ask for an interview or something. Obviously, it was an exciting time with being with my family and friends, and it was. I don't think it had any distraction for tonight. I prepared the same way. Monday happened, and then once that was over, it was all Stanford, focusing on going out there and giving our team a chance to win. And like I said, I just didn't have it, and it didn't that tonight, but you know, I don't think that this week has been as crazy as most people would think, and I don't think it had any distraction to my performance tonight.
Brian, you went 3 for 3 tonight. Now, obviously the team struggled, but you were able to actually get some stuff done at the plate. What are some of the things that you saw going against the FSU pitchers that might be able to help influence you guys tomorrow?
I only saw other starting today. He was good, like Coach was saying, he's got 2 speeds. He had a good changeup going for him, and you know, he was coming in and he was using all 3 pitches. So like the rest of the pitchers, he was pounding the zone, and I think that we're just gonna have to have better at bats and win pitches, get on base, and come up with a big hit. Like Coach was saying, we got guys in scoring position, and we just couldn't come up with that big hit. But you know, I'm confident that these next 2 days will be able to.
Brian, was the double plays that kind of helped Florida State maintain control throughout?
Yeah, I thought, you know, hard hit balls just right at people, and you know, that's unfortunate, but all you can do is go out there and try to hit the ball hard, and that's what we did. But you know, the defense was good, and that got them out of the chance.
Coach, after the game, it's a message just to forget this one ever happened and try to get to Sunday.
Well, in some ways, this is easier to accept this one and losing a 1-1 game, you know. So we got out of it fairly early, and so in some ways that's easier to forget than a tough 1-1 loss and a walk off or something. So in that regard. But at the same time, you know, we can't lose anymore. You know, so we'll hopefully we'll start winning them tomorrow and we'll get out and get a chance to get some runs on the board.
Coach, will Mark be available Sunday if there is a game?
I don't know. I would doubt that seriously. He went 90 pitches. You know, I need to say something. You know, I've had a lot of pitchers at Stanford and a lot of great pitchers, but I haven't had anybody that has done what he's done over the last 2 years. This is the only game in 2 years that he hasn't given us a chance to win. We haven't hit one of them, but he's gone 7 innings, and it's usually a 1 or 2 run game. So I mean, it happens. You know. But he's been fabulous to us for 2 years, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I guarantee you that. So, you know, he had a bad outing. The only bad outing he's had in 2 years. The timing isn't great, you know, but it didn't affect the draft. Didn't affect him. He took care of that. He was focused in on this. He's got to go back and take a final now, and they're refocused on that. I don't think he has to take it tonight, don't you? So he'd be able to do that. But he's been fantastic for us for 2 years. But you got to give Florida State credit. You know, I mean, not every team can take advantage of that. They did that tonight. They just give us a good old-fashioned one.
Mark, you have to take a final tonight?
Yes, sir.
Obviously online, is it?
No, they're going to email me the PDF, and I'll download it. They did, you know, scan it back and send it in 2 hours later.
Good luck, man. Thank you. I did have one more question. What was the scouting report of the FSU lineup coming in? What was your scouting report with them?
Well, we knew Ramsey and Boyd were the ones that did the damage. And obviously, you know, they had some other, you know, it seemed like all their guys did damage tonight. But you know, that's what our plan was. If we can limit those 2 guys and then pitch effectively through the rest of the lineup, then you know, we'll probably have a chance to win. And I think I did that pretty well in the first 3 innings, and then the 4th inning came along, and I just started, you know, walking some batters, and you know, then you know, when you get behind a count, you're going to get fastball counts, and they capitalize on those, get some base hits through the infield, and you know, that's basically what, you know, we had on just those 2 guys do the damage and pitch effectively. Yeah.
One more question, please.
Class is final.
It's called Intro to Optimization. It's for my major. Not the easy one.
What's your major?
It's called Management Science and Engineering. It's basically like a business engineering